This video is about the push to commit an offensive crime. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Victoria, my legal name. My birth name is Tequila Oliver, and I am being gang stalked. Gang stalked is a covert operation that's ran by multiple government agencies. The torture program is designed for compliance, chemical experimentation, and pleasure. The goals of this torture program that the government is carrying out is to isolate and destitute the attacked person. Right now I'm working on an outline for a video. It's titled What is Gang Stalking? It has a lot of detail. It's an absolute must see. Absolute must see. It puts everything into perspective. But the point of this video, I originally made it. I originally did this video at 6 a.m. following a short walk because they were torturing me that bad. I was sitting out here on the porch and I was making a video about the type of torture that I was experiencing and how they were trying to push me to commit an offensive crime. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm just going to pretty much do a recap. The reason that video wasn't good enough was because I left out some of the information, and I honestly want to do a recap of what's taken place over the last 8 days. Recently I decided that I was going to spend 22 days inside. Today is May 17th, 2020. I decided that I was going to spend 22 days inside. Today is day 8. Spending time inside, first of all, is something that I don't normally do. I've only done it twice in life. This little stint here, and last year in October I stayed in for 6 days. I want to give you a little bit of background information about what's taking place. I wrote a complaint to government agencies in November 2019. It was addressed to 6 different agencies. Hold on, they're attacking my throat. So it was addressed to 6 different agencies. Although the government did not respond, none of the agencies responded to the complaint. They responded in other ways. You know, the government is set up to act under constituency. That's one that's authorized to act as an agent. So shortly after that, they conspired against me, the city of Akron. The push, this whole push for an offensive crime right now, it's been really bad. Like, I just got off a 90-day civil commitment too. So this whole push is all about me suing. It's about me legally pursuing the city, the police department, and the hospital. So instead they figure, they try to push me to kill. More background information. That whole conspiring thing, that took place this year, January 2020, on the 17th. I made some videos back then about, things, what was supposed to take place. Like that pretty much all these businesses and corporations were supposed to be closed. Technically, like I kept mentioning, the revolution, when it was intended, when it was supposed to take place, and how Satanists were rebelling, and all this is being done remotely. Part of gang stalking is being remotely harassed and surveilled 24 hours a day. 24 hours a day. These agents are demons, supreme spirits of evil, entities that do things in assets, like everything is excessive and extreme with them. So they're fatiguing my arm. Hold on. So anyhow, although like in recent videos, like I have a couple of videos on YouTube, that took place in between now and then. I didn't mention any of that dialogue. That's on information like SD cards that I still have. Like that's in those videos, you know, like me talking about technically these places should be closed and stuff like that. That's a prophecy. Something that notes future events to come. Shortly after that, they released coronavirus. And right now they're rebelling again. They wanted to open back up. So that's actually kind of part of why I withdrew. They were manipulated. With the technology that they have, they're able to corrupt the code. They're able to corrupt the DNA code. So they often pretend that they're either having encounters with me or I'm not being attacked at all. When there's a trail of it all over the internet. Now, I talk about matters that compromise the Constitution. I talk about eugenics and demon possession. Demon possession is a subconscious mind attack. These are entities, these are people, the population that's operating under mind control. It's artificial technology. So they're told and programmed how to think. Like, and there's different kinds. There's like covert professionals, you know. And then there's coverts, you know, like just they're operating. They use those that you know, those around you, to get their desired outcome. You know, so they'll change the mind of the people. And I'm going to give you an example of that in this video. So the type of torture that I'm experiencing: no sleep. So it's been like a sleep deprivation ordeal for like the last 4 or 5 days. And I'll talk about them all at the same time. And they've been attacking me for hours at a time. The attacks are a combination of chemical stimuli, pressure, and pain. The pain is often applied to my neck and back. Offensive dialogue, you know, like they violate the ear gates 24. As long as I'm up, they're violating my ears. They won't stop talking to me. And it's been that way for 3 years straight. And energy self, you know, like they pose as those in the area to justify what's being done, you know, the energy that they're stealing, the type of attacks that they're making on me. And what you're witnessing right now is innocence being pushed to a point where I commit an offensive crime. And unfortunately, how law is set up, like law doesn't recognize the crimes that are being done to me. They don't recognize any of it. And when I have to, when I become a part of this system, they're not going to look at me like innocent. They're going to look at me like a criminal. I don't know if I mentioned, but they want to open restaurants back up. Like, and on Twitter, I talk about this indeed, you know, like quite a bit, like according to unfoldings. Okay, so a couple of elements of data stalking is that I can't help but mention, just so that you'll be able to, you know, better grasp what's taking place. Is disinformation and parallel reality. Disinformation supports parallel reality. Disinformation is how everything that's captured in reality, like me sitting here making a video, holding my phone up right now, and I have my note card and my planner next to me, is being captured and manipulated and saying that something else is taking place. Like they capture this and say that I'm FaceTiming. But with the technology that they have, they're able to create something like completely different. You know, like I'm going to give you a couple of examples. They could create something that makes it look like I'm holding my phone this way, you know, like I'm FaceTiming. They could create something that makes it look like I'm sitting here with someone, or they could use your past, you know, and manipulate the footage that they have of your past. So they have a lot of time of me spending time with my relatives. I haven't seen them in like year, you know, like over a year. Like I just recently seen my brother. Um, when I dropped off a complaint to his job, he was out looking for me. Um, haven't seen my mother since January 2019. Cousins, aunts, uncles, you know, like it's been much longer. So they're jamming my thoughts. It's remote neural monitoring. Disinformation supports parallel reality. Parallel reality is the idea that we exist somewhere else in mind. So there's reality, and parallel reality would be showing you it's a computerized, like a digital program with you doing something else. It's the link to artificial technology. And with these identities, if I were able to be possessed, none of this would be taking place. So with those that are possessed, that's how they operate. They operate under artificial technology, which is programming. They program them how to act, how to perceive things, how to be, how to look at someone. There's no free will. That's what demon possession is. The demon has complete control over the mind and body. So they have no way to, with me being still and my identification, my tracker being in one place, they have no way to, it makes it more difficult. So what they've been doing is they've been using the neighbors, and trying to align my past activity, to make it appear that I'm doing things that I'm not, like engaged with family or even engaged with the neighbors. Like I'm not doing any of that. I'm completely isolated. So these agents that are observing me, that are surveilling me all the time, told me that they were going to flood the neighborhood if I didn't leave. And they did, like they show up. So the activity in the neighborhood is completely different this year than it was last year. What happened was I left yesterday. I did a recon. I was doing a recon. Hold on one second. So anyhow, the push group, I planned the recon. I actually planned the recon. What I did was, for the first week of me staying in, I have something in place. It's called night ops, so that I can, kind of check the internet and, see what's going on. See what's going on with this virus and everything. But that was supposed to be between the hours of 2 and 5 a.m. And I took a break for a week from the internet. So I haven't, this video will reach tomorrow on the 18th. But last night, like I said, I did a recon because I'm trying to find a place to put 2 suitcases that have things that I can't afford to lose in it. There's paperwork, there's SD cards, and there's like a couple of things that I'm attached to that I have from this fight. And I don't have anyone that I can ask to hold on to this stuff for me. I'm not in touch with anyone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you what took place day by day. Day 1 in, they poisoned me. They were poisoning me really bad. And they made my tummy ache. My stomach never aches. Day 2, they kept me up to lie about my activity. So they were still calling, they're still calling every room in my apartment someone else's place. Like they act like I don't live alone. Hold on one second. Okay, so on day 2, I was attacked for 12.5 hours. I slept in my living room for 2 hours. That's where my air mattress is. I have my massage bed in my bedroom, and I sleep there like I kind of, just wherever I feel most comfortable that day. Day 3, they were discussing my activity being different than the rest. So the attacks were extremely bad to keep me from moving. Like their goal, primary goal that day was to keep me from moving. They're doing the same thing as me. Okay, I'll get to that part. So day 3, they attacked me for literally 21 hours. I got 3.5 hours of work done, and I slept 2.5 hours. Now this whole burgundy hair ordeal, I noted it somewhere else, like on my card for a reason. Like it's they were trying to keep me from changing my hair color. As you know, the hair stores have been closed. You know, I wear weave as a protective style because my hair is being attacked, and they won't allow my natural grade of hair to grow in. So what they've been doing is they were kind of programming the females in the neighborhood to all change their hair to the color that I got. They thought it would influence me not to put the color in. So the female over there, like the mixed interracial couple, she recently changed her hair to burgundy. The color that I have is T530. I'll show it to you in a second. It's burgundy. Right across the street, one of the females, one of the elders, granddaughters, they're twins. Demonic occurrence. They use that little girl in a lot of ways. But she changed her hair to burgundy. This, I stay in a duplex. So next door, you know, downstairs beneath me, there's neighbors. Her daughter changed her hair to red, but she did it further out, you know, like they do things in a variety. Like some are, you know, these entities, I think you can make sense out of that, you know, like why some would do it early on, why some would wait until a little time closer, and, you know, stuff like that. You can probably make some sense out, figure that out on your own. But then the one next door, too, her daughter changed her hair to red. So we got 2 burgundies and 2 reds, like, and they thought that once I saw them with the color, that it would keep me from wearing the color. And the only reason that I'm wearing the color is to, you know, combat disinformation, you know, because they use a lot of old footage of me and it's just not a part of reality. And they're wearing the color to, I told you the code can be corrupted. They are experiencing things that they weren't able to experience before. They're thinking in a way that they weren't able to think before. They have an energy now that they did not have before. They're being used. So they're trying to experience bits and pieces of my past lifestyle. Day 4, they reprogram the guy downstairs. That's a Wednesday now. Hold on. Yeah, that's the night trash goes out. He has not taken my trash out since last year. And he's the tenant's boyfriend. He hasn't taken my trash out since last year. He took it out and I thought that was odd. But I had trash to put in, so I ended up walking to the curb. And you know, putting those bags in. On my way back, I noticed that he was recording. He had his camera positioned in the window where it can be recorded. There's so much stuff. I'm going to show you a picture real quick. There is so many things that take place that have not hit the internet because I don't have the resources. So it's like attaching dogma, you know, because I can't get the information out there. Like, they're acting like it didn't happen, and they'll like erase the memories over and over again and put somebody in place to do the same damn thing. They're using these identities over and over again after I've benched their asses. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got these motherfuckers looking stupid on camera. So he takes the trash out. I noticed that he's recording, and that took place for 2 days. Let me show you this hair color real quick. This is the color. On day 4, I got 2.5 hours of sleep. I was attacked for 11, and I worked 14. This stuff right here, this is like whether I had an energy drink or alcohol, wine, gin, whatever. This is fat injections, how they're invading my lymphatic system. Okay, so day 4, they reprogrammed me. Day 5, I'm sitting out, was the first day that I was able to sit outside on the porch because it had been raining and stuff. And it was still cold before it started raining. So by day 5, I was able to sit out here on the porch. And when I did, he came out. This is the same guy. This is the reason I'm going, well, in part, the reason that I'm going to court. Like I said, I'm preparing for a nuisance law. I intend on suing the neighbor and the landlord, the tenant and the landlord. So this same guy that was like purposefully disturbing me, I'm talking about in a horrible, horrible, horrible way. That's normally disgusted to see me now. Suddenly has no problem at all, and like trying to, warm up to engage, having an encounter. He's a link. Me withdrawing from society means there's no way to fake encounters. Now they decided they need their link again. They reprogram me and have him try to talk to me. So now the same guy that's obviously got a problem is trying to talk to me like he don't got one. So, dang, I got a video of this and I can't even include it. Can't even include it. But anyhow, he was talking to me about the coronavirus. Her son, they thought that her son might have had it and stuff like that. And we talked. He was saying, he thought it was fake. I said it is. He said he thought it was a conspiracy theory. There's always some truth behind what they know conspiracies. That's just a way to not hold the government accountable, is what it is. Calling something a conspiracy is a way to not hold the government accountable. But I told him, I said, do you know what eugenics is? And he said, no. I said, much of what's coming by way of virus is because of eugenics. Like it's the end time. In the beginning, there was only Africans. In the beginning, there was only Africans. And eugenics is DNA theft, and a couple of other things. And he was just like, oh yeah, and kind of like blew it off. So, comes back out again. It was kind of like a repeat of last year. I stopped sitting on my porch last year because he was, trying to, they're fatiguing my arm. So, if, I refrained from sitting outside on the porch around August, September, and I talk about a lot of these things, like I said in another video, but so he did it. He came back and he's like, oh yeah, like real nice and cool. First of all, when I seen him, he looked different. His appearance had decreased. Part of him being the link was he kept a certain appearance. And I told them, you know what I'm saying? Like, I went off on those surveillance because they're the ones using this identity just standing in front of me. I'm talking to a damn agent and he was extremely fucking nervous. And that's how it's like a couple of them that show up are always like that on him. He's schizophrenic. He's multiple personalities. It's different agents that show up and use that identity. And then, another day he'll be extremely confident. And then another day he'll be like, kind of like he finds something suspicious about you for no reason. And so anyhow, he's like, oh yeah, real nice, chipper. Like, and I changed the filters too, by the way. And I'm like, oh, thank you. I appreciate it because I was getting a lot of dust. And he was like, yeah, I changed them and I'm about to change them out again. But this is the same thing that was tampering with my air filters, like making sure my air filters weren't changed for the last 8 months or so, and so I would get an excessive amount of dust, like, and then even adding an extra mechanism so that it wouldn't blow freely. Like my heat just started blowing freely like it's supposed to. I have videos of these things. taking place. So, you know, activity in the neighborhood is strange. You know, like they're still occupying it and stuff like that. And there's quite a few confrontations, you know, too, like over the last few days. Like a couple, not real bad. You know, it's crazy because in one of the days, matter of fact, on Wednesday the 13th, I'm noting this because when they see this video, you know, they'll be like, that was the 13th that it happened. Like, they'll be able to confirm. The agents told me, they said, I journaled about it. They told me, they said, we're going to use, no, they said, we're going to put these kids on top of one another. And I ignored them, you know, like, and next thing I know, the parents, the two females are arguing about it. Hold on. You know, they got into it because her son was on her daughter. And she found him and this and that. And, you know, that's mind control. And these are small kids. These ain't like 6-7-year-olds trying to hump. Like, these are small kids, like, on top of one another, you know. So, the next day, day 5, change. Day 6. See, this is the day I was supposed to do my hair, and I didn't. And some of them were under that impression that I have that color in by now. Day 5, I got 7 hours of sleep. I was only tapped for an hour and a half, and I got 10 hours of work done. I think I skipped that because I don't remember mentioning 8 hours of work yesterday. Anyhow, or the day, you know, the day I'm referring to. Like I said, he's the link. I'm out here, I'm working on my stuff. Like, I'm on the porch because I enjoy being outside. It's my solitude, you know, and he tries to make this behavior a habit. You know, coming and interrupting me and, you know, acting like he's having an encounter with me. You know, it's just something that can be manipulated. So I asked him that day. I said, he said, what's going to mow the grass for you? No, you weren't going to mow the grass for me. I didn't say this, but this is what it is. No, you weren't. You were going to mow it for the landlord because that's the arrangement that you two have. But I was like, oh, and I kept my head down. And he was like, you all right? You okay and everything? And I was like, no, not really. And he was like, oh, Lord. And I said, look, I'm not trying to be funny, but like from now on, like, would you just like, when you see me, don't speak? And he was like, oh, okay. And, you know, said a couple of other things as he walked off, aggravated. Right after that, they broke with physics, just like they broke my smoke detector off the wall. They broke my bracket to my blind. So now I have a blind on. They keep tearing shit up and I don't have nothing. Look at my glasses. So let me show you. And real quick, just to show the type of things that, because I have to go upstairs, to show the type of things that are being manipulated. This is my washer and dryer hookup area. And I don't have anything about this that has hit the internet. This is where my luggage is normally stored. It's normally stored right here. But right now, like I said, I'm repacking it. I'm trying to find a safe place to keep these things that I have that I cannot afford to lose. Okay, here's the living room where the air mattress is. And these are the suitcases I'm going through. There's 3 devices there that are inoperable. They just completely shut them down remotely. And while I show this, I'm just going to take advantage of a couple of things, like I said, that I've noted in videos that have not had a chance to reach the internet yet. So anyhow, here's the kitchen. Off from the kitchen, there's the bathroom. And I have something to tell you. I'm going to get to it. These are... Okay, so, they're jamming my thoughts. They're trying to get me to pay attention to what's taking place outside. So, SD cards. This is all information that has not hit the internet. Um, I have 9 total. The one that I'm using right now is 256. It's the biggest card that I have. I'll show you a picture of it too. Recently, they broke my pressure cooker. Oh, it's working again. Well, I have videos of what they were doing with it. The bathroom. I have a video that I took recently. Baking soda is part of my bath routine. When I get out, although there's no baking soda on me, they always put it all over, so I don't clean it off the floor right away. You know, sometimes I'll let it sit a few days before I get to it. Shower curtains. They've been tearing up my shower curtains. This tub, it was a brand new tub. With physics, it's a way to manipulate matter so they can use the particles that are available to create a stain or a ring around the tub. There's nothing I can do to get this out. So I talked about that recently on Twitter in a video. So yeah, there's nothing you can do for it. And like I said, I put this on Twitter. And there's 2 rings. And this, what you see right here in the middle, they often, mock that. It's kind of like what they're doing with the nervous system. How they invade the nervous system. And this isn't coming in as clear as it should. It doesn't do it any justice. So it's clean. Every time I have to use it, I have to clean it. But there's absolutely nothing that I can do to get rid of those stains. And it's just, it makes it unattractive. And like I said, that curtain right there, I stole it. And another reason why they tear things up sometimes is because I steal like some of the stuff that I need to get by. But I only steal what I need. It's never about wants. So I got that curtain. It's been about a month and a half ago that I got that new shower curtain. And already, like, no matter what I do, they make sure that the soap residue sticks, no matter how I rinse it afterwards. This, it's just a closet. It has things in it. And this is, oh, the fan is on, hold on. And this is the bedroom.